You've worked hard to earn and save. Now it's time to make your money work hard for you. This is Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida of A Better Way Financial.
I was saying, Frankie, you can find us online, you can give us a call, or you can find Frankie Guida on Baby Watch, because we are down to just a few more weeks to go. So Frankie and his wife, Jade, are expecting their first baby this summer, a little girl. And everything is going as planned thus far, right?
So far, so good.
But babies have a way of throwing plans like professionals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when Frankie was born, my whole family, my parents, my other kids, and everybody went down to Florida to Disney World. And, Kim and I stayed back, and this was about 5 weeks before he was due.
Yeah.
And Frankie decided, I'm ready now.
Oh, here I come, world.
Here he comes, 5 weeks early. We had no family. Everybody's out in Florida.
I was ready to go.
Right?
Yes.
Well, hopefully you guys won't have an early arrival. Hopefully, because is the nursery done?
Nursery's all good to go. I mean, we're planners.
You're doing well,
Heather.
right.
We're planners. So we got the nursery all ready. We got the car seats all installed.
Jade was early too, wasn't she?
She was about 6 weeks early. Yeah.
Really? Oh, it's a good thing you guys are prepared to go. It sounds like you got some early genetics on both sides of the family.
It's certainly possible. So we're trying to be as ready as we can beforehand.
Smart. I appreciate the planning perspective, though. Obviously, what happens in your professional life trickles over to your personal life. We will keep an eye on it. All things Baby Watch this summer with the Guida family. As I was saying before, all the planning that you guys do in your professional lives, that's what so many of us are keeping an eye on now. We are seeing some good things happening with the market, fortunately. That has been a relief. But when it comes to our retirement savings, obviously, what to do with our market investments is a big question now in this next phase of our financial life. William Benjamin, he created the 4% rule, and he did so in the 1990s. The idea is that the market average is 9%. And if you withdraw 4% each year in retirement, you'll never run out of money. In his new book, A Richer Retirement, Benjamin even suggests increasing your exposure to stocks while you're in retirement. This is what he said on Yahoo Finance.
Yeah, there are three choices: reduce stocks, maintain them, or increase them. And of the three, the worst is to decrease your stocks. It's the one thing you don't want to do. Fortunately, there's a plateau between about 47% stocks and about 75% stock. If you stay in that range and the rest in bonds and cash, you'll end up with about the same withdrawal rate, about 4.7% or whatever you choose.
Guys, this does feel like it goes against today's wisdom, especially some of the things that I've heard you speak about on this radio program. What is the problem with this line of thinking?
Well, the problem with it, Heather, is you could run out of money,
okay,
which is the biggest fear for folks. I mean, people are more afraid of running out of money than they are of passing away.
Yeah.
And the reason that this could happen is when you look at, how the stock market reacts, and a lot of times I stand in front of folks and I try to show them the chart from the year 2000 all the way till this year, because that's 25 years. And there was two really nice,
Not so nice.
I don't know if the word nice is the right word, but two really steep market crashes. And I show people the difference of when you're going through your accumulation phases of life and when you're in your retirement years. When you're going through your accumulation phases of life and you look at the years 2000, 2001, 2002, 3 years in a row, the market went down 50%. It comes back. The market goes down again 50% in 2008, but it comes back again, and then it just rips and roars and does awesome things. And you know what? If you were in your 20s, 30s, 40s in the year 2000 and you're accumulating money, the fact that it did go down like that on two different occasions didn't make much of a difference, because overall you averaged a really terrific return in the stock market. But then I show people there's a distinct difference when you're in your retirement years. In your retirement years, you look at 2000, 2001, 2002, the market goes down 50%, but if you're retired, it goes down by significantly more because you're drawing out income during those years. That's what you put the money there for. You put the money there to supplement your retirement income. And then when the market comes all the way back, does it travel along the same trajectory when you're in your retirement years? It does not. The reason is because, again, you're still pulling out money. So it doesn't go all the way back. And then it gets hit with a 50% drawdown again, and you're losing even more money because you're drawing out money. I sit there in front of folks and I say, look at this. You're in danger of running out of money. And people are looking at that and they say, oh, my God. What do we do? How do we combat this? And that's what we do, Frankie. We talk about a strategy, don't we?
Yeah, and the strategy is not to increase your risk.
Well, hopefully, right?
No, the strategy is to have your portfolio within your risk tolerance, and that's first and foremost. Rule number 1, investing 101, is don't let your client lose more money than they feel comfortable with.
Okay.
So first thing is to understand, well, what is the level of money going down that you start to feel uncomfortable, that you're like, I don't ever want to lose more than this amount. And then we set up the portfolio. Okay, well, if your amount is 25% of your portfolio and the market can go down 50% like we saw in 2008, well, then we shouldn't put any more than 50% of your portfolio in the market. And then we'll use the safe part or safe money investments for the other 50%. And that percentage can change for each person. But in essence, having it set up that way, you're able to have a portion of the portfolio getting the stock market exposure, getting the stock market type growth, and then the other part of the portfolio having the safety so that you don't have to stress at night saying, the market's crashing, what's going to go on with the market? Half of your portfolio in that situation doesn't have any market exposure. It's not going to go down when the stock market crashes. So you're able to sleep at night comforted that I have this part of the portfolio that's not going to lose anything, and this part of the portfolio with the market, I can get the growth that I'm looking for over a longer period of time. And so it's very important to understand what is someone's risk tolerance, making sure that the portfolio aligns with that risk tolerance. Mm-hmm. And a lot of other advisors out there look into having bonds as their safe money investment. And for us, we just don't see that as the safe money investment of choice at A Better Way Financial, because bonds are something that can go down as the interest rates come up. And it's just not a good strategy when we're in interest rate environments like we've been over the past 5 years.
Okay.
In the past 10 years, the bond market is down over 10%. So this is something that we don't want to put our clients' money at risk with their safe money. So we prefer not to use items like bonds. We have them invested primarily in a strategy that doesn't go down when the stock market goes down for their safe money. It's something called a fixed indexed annuity that's able to get growth when the markets go up, but none of the losses when they come down. So balancing that portfolio can make a huge difference.
And, having that safe money there is really super important because the markets are going to go down. They've always go down and they always come back up. This is historically what always happens. But when they go down, you don't want to sell those investments in the stock market so that you can have your income. Because if you do, then that money's not going to be there for when the market comes back. So that is a real loss. But if you have that safe money, then you can grab that income that year from the safe money and not affect the stock money.
So if you have looked through your portfolio and you don't know whether you should de-risk or is right now the right time to increase your risk or lower your risk as you're getting closer to your retirement, give us a call for a complimentary portfolio x-ray where we'll go over what is the level of risk in your portfolio, what are the returns to be expected in your portfolio over the past 25 years, and what are other options that could be available for you. If you're 55 and older and you save $500,000 or more for your retirement, give us a call right now for your complimentary portfolio x-ray. That's 610-440-3722. 610-440-3722. So we recently just met with a couple in their mid-60s. They were both retired, and they were looking at how could they improve their portfolio and what options did they have. Now, they recently had just about all of their portfolio invested in a real estate company. And with that, they were getting a return of about a 6% rate of return. And with the risk associated with real estate, it is possible that they could lose up to their entire investment in that type of investment because things can happen that are out of their control. And so it's not like it's something that's regulated by the SEC or that's invested in the stock market where you have exposure to multiple stocks. It's like having it in one specific company where anything can happen with one specific company. So we talked about how do we lower some of that risk in their portfolio? How do we get it better than a 6% projected rate of return? And by transitioning their portfolio to a moderate portfolio, we were able to show them that they can get, on average over the past 25 years, about an 8% rate of return. And instead of being able to lose almost all of the portfolio that they have, if there's a worst case scenario, we were going to a 21% maximum that the portfolio would go down in a 2008 type scenario. So able to protect significantly more of their portfolio while also showing them how they could get a higher projected rate of return based off the past 25 years. And by setting up the portfolio the right way, we were able to show them that they could actually substantially increase their amount of income that they could get from their portfolio. Their current portfolio was providing about $60,000 of income. That's what they were currently living on. We were able to show them that they could go up to $130,000 of after-tax income going up for inflation each year with a strong 91% probability of success in their retirement years. And that's by getting this portfolio x-ray done for them and showing them what they can do to improve their retirement, able to double their amount of income, spending the time, spending the money the way that they want to. So if you haven't had your portfolio looked at, or if you don't know how much income you can live on in your retirement, give us a call and we'll run the numbers to see what does it look like for you. What is the level of risk associated with your portfolio? What are the returns that you're getting in your portfolio? And what alternative options do you have to be able to potentially improve that over the course of your retirement? If you're 55 and older and you've saved $500,000 or more for your retirement, give us a call right now for your complimentary portfolio x-ray. That's 610-440-3722. That's 610-440-3722. Or visit us online at abetterwayfinancial.com.
Thanks for listening to Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida. To learn more, visit abetterwayfinancial.com.
By contacting us, we'll review aspects of your retirement portfolio to include suggestions about how best to utilize estate, tax, and retirement planning strategies and other financial services, or if changing management styles is appropriate for your specific needs and objectives. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendations to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate, and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. A Better Way Financial is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client, and they are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Advisory services offered through A Better Way Financial. Insurance offered through licensed professionals at A Better Way Financial. Pennsylvania Insurance License number 301779.